different when in Game 2, right now, back on the same spot in Game 1, GEEK Fam blue side, triple assassin bans, whereas for NIP Flash, they add the link to the equation, which brings out that Arlet first pick for GEEK Fam.
Very flexible, right? You can give it to Gobs. We saw him on the Arlet on the first game, but Beloyski can rock this hero as well. They want to add that flexibility card, and let's just see what NIP Flash will bring to the next cards. Again, seeing NIP Flash, perhaps a early Moscow here is expected, but no, they will pick up the Cho early.
Wow.
The tool that JPL really likes in the second game.
I think now that this is the last game for both of them, you want to pick up your comfort picks.
Yeah.
And JPL has shown great success on this Cho. So why not go for it, right? Given that you need the win. And so I don't blame them for picking it up. I think this is good. For the side of GEEK Fam though, they pick up the Ruby and the Moskov.
Yeah, that was sort of the solution we discussed in Game 1, right? You have two massive flex picks that can go on either Beloyski and Gobs, and they both work together very well. They free each other from the lane. And now you have a Cho that needs to play into them, and on top of having to catch a Moskov which has mobility and runs Purify potentially, does this make the job infinitely harder for JPL?
Definitely. Different story from Game 2, right? They got the Cho, but they have a chance to ban the Ruby. Now, different story. They picked up the Cho, and take a look at the response, right? They showed up their cards instantly. Most likely, this Ruby will be played by Beloy, just like the first game. So, yeah, you should pick up the Cho, pick up the Ruby, and yeah, to close it out, Adamir Charizla.
Yeah, I would have loved to see an alpha pick actually coming from NIP Flash. Heroes that do really well into the Arlot and Ruby. You know, you don't really have to prolong those fights and just go in. But a Turisla, it's kind of a safe pick at this point before we hit into the second phase of draft, right? He provides what you need, an EXP laner, sort of initiation in the penalty zone. He's pretty tanky. He does well in 1-1 situations in the laning phase. So I can blame NIP Flash for picking up Turisla.
If anything, this is Adamir's chance to overcome his demons,
Redemption.
right? To overcome his nightmares, finally beating the Turisla curse. Jushin banned out by NIP Flash. It has had a 100% win rate so far in this series, once on each team. But for the side of GEEK Fam, they're gonna ban out the Zask.
Okay, so very direct as well. They want to limit the mid laners. Should it backfire? Maybe, because they haven't picked up the mid lane just yet. Maybe Luoi can resurface here in this game, especially for a boy. And of course, we talked about Valentina. Potentially, it might come up.
Yeah, one of the other heroes that hasn't made his mark for both NIP Flash and GEEK Fam is actually the Xavier, who does really well for against the Ruby and the Xavier with the Mystic Field. You kind of just lock up that area where GEEK Fam are looking to take those fights, and it's also a very reliable, burst amount of burst damage on the magic side. So I would assume that that should be one of the considerations that NIP Flash is looking at. And as a response, they also banned the Novaria, which gives that sort of the same utility on that Xavier.
Yeah, on top of that is also you give vision, which when you magnify the hitboxes, it allows, you know, the Arlet, the Ruby to get easy catches, and in response, GEEK Fam bans out the Harith. Something that NIP Flash showed before, right? Harith Roger.
It's going to be very interesting as well. They realize that, yeah, Valentina finally makes its mark here in the NIP Flash's composition.
Wow.
But yeah, Novaria adds more range, right? I feel like both teams lacks in that department. They don't have that range. So, yeah, with Valentina, it's okay clear-wise. And let's see here, with the IMU, I feel like he can pick up the final slash. He can pick up also the I'm Offended.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mini buffet at this point. It might get even better as GEEK Fam closes out the second pick.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a pick that NIP Flash showed before. The Lunox on Owl. It's still a possibility to have Hades on this Roger. And what are the odds, right? Aside from that, perhaps the carry still could be an option. The Joy comes out for GEEK Fam as Vincent shows one of his cards, Aurora, being the final pick.
I did not expect the Joy.
Yeah, this is a lot of control for GEEK Fam, right? On one hand, yes, we spoke a lot about the Owlot and the Ruby, but now on top of it, you add a Joy. This is a aggressive draft coming in from GEEK Fam. But on the other side, they also pick up the Aurora, so it's a very good balance. If NIP Flash chooses to initiate with either the Cho or the Turisla, there is always the Frigid Glacier to deal with that.
And you call the Alpha. It is out. So this is a Hades Alpha and a Owl Roger. While the stage is set, as unique as it could have gotten, right? All hands on deck, Goni. Last words before I head into Game 3.
Geek Fam really needs their first turtle just to hit that level 4 mark and be more extra aggressive. They don't, it's going to hurt them. So yeah, Geek Fam, they need that first turtle. Husky, Aries, throwing it to you.
NIP Flash, alpha pick. We set it up from the very beginning, and this is where it matters the most. I mean, even Geek Fam, right? This Joy completely slipped our minds. We don't really think about the Joy often, even though she is an assassin. But in this category, it seems like blue side has been winning the whole time. Let's see if this changes.
Well, it's a game of both sides playing their favorite heroes, signature picks all across the board. We've got Alots, we've got Ruby, you know, we've got the Rogers, we've got Alphas. Let's pop the champagnes, baby, and let's go into Game 3.
One last ride between these two teams. This is a true display of riding the ties of Destiny. Game 3 between Geek Fam and NIP Flash. Geek Fam blue side, NIP Flash on the red. Seems like early game control is what Geek Fam is looking for.
Yeah, one thing that we haven't covered now is that the Valentina can actually steal the Aurora's ultimate. So this could also be a really good sign for NIP Flash, especially when the Valentina has a second skill to move closer in the fight. So she's definitely going to be more mobile than this Aurora.
Yeah, also, the courtesy, when the Valentina was picked, I actually noticed the stat. Valentina picked, I think, 14 times with a 20% win rate. Also, one of the
best.
The most, not that bad.
Not the best.
Not the best. One of the most abysmal ones, in fact. Right? I thought Jushin was bad enough, but, you know, Valentina not having a good time so far.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, when you pick up Valentina in the first phase, you're always up for gamble. What if the opponents, you know, don't really pick up heroes with huge CCs? But on the side, you know, you also prevent, you make that fear in those hearts. And immediately, you can see the aggression coming up from both Cortese and JPL. They want to be on the front foot. That's why you pick up Cho and the Valentina. You want to have that lead. And Hades, well, he's already hit that level 4.
This is going to allow them, at least in these team fights, talk about Beloitsky and Golf being the tanky front lines. Now Hades is sort of the solution, right? True damage, great sustain, and it's constantly being able to apply pressure. Not the guy that you want to pull into your team. Adamir also doing a fantastic job in keeping Gops at bay, allowing Cortese to show up as the host of wave. This is going to be level 4 moment.
They're just balancing the waves right now. Cortese still hasn't hit that spike. Hades!
Wow.
Just pops the ultimate there, doesn't catch anyone. Quite questionable play there.
Wanted to commit, right? Sometimes a shot in the dark to get something done, but most importantly is for them to hit that level 4. It seems like Gobs is going to try and clear the wave as fast as possible with the help of a boy, but Cortese hits 4 first, steals the Frigid Glacier.
Yeah, this is going to be huge for the upcoming team fight. JPL also hitting a level 4 through the minute waves. Does have Weird Dragon, a boy. Just making sure that brush is clear, and JPL's like, alright, fine, I'll give that up.
Yeah, better Beloitsky. It's not hit for yet. JPL finds the kick. This is a chance. Cortese lays down the carpet of ice. Engage comes in. Penalty zone. Beloitsky gets away. Vincent though will show up. Electrifying Beast is available. Adamir too far forward, and he will be punished. First blood for Geek Fam.
NIP Flash, they were a little bit too aggressive there. And a great response by Beloitsky just to get his level 4 in the nick of time, uses the I'm Offended and the Flicker combo to actually bring Adamir underneath his turret.
Hades gonna try and fight this though, but he's frozen. Not really the spot you want to be in. Gobs with the takedown. Geek Fam should get this turtle.
Once again, Geek Fam, you know, just capitalizing on those mistakes that NIP Flash had. A little bit of an awkward, you know, awkward fight in the middle there when both the Valentina and the Aurora casted the Frigid Glacier. But hey, you know, at the end of the day, that's what you get when you use a Valentina. And aside NIP Flash now, that lead that they wanted to have is gone. But Geek Fam not too far ahead, but still a lead.
Even Goni mentioned just now, Geek Fam, they want that first turtle and they got it, right? So this goal lead might not be much, but you see the spillover into the side lanes, right? Owl under pressure, JPL struggling to keep up with Beloitsky. Topside Adamir again, the engage with the penalty zone looks good, but didn't work out. He ended up dying, so Gobs takes priority.
Now, the only key difference in Game 3 as compared to what we saw in Game 1 is that now Geek Fam, right? You don't see the Arlot rotating as much as the Ruby at this point just yet. I think, a bulk of that reason why is because Adamir on this Terizla does have a little bit of an advantage over Arlot in lane. You have slightly decent, or rather better wave clear. You're a little bit tankier. So I think for NIP Flash, at least there's a sort of countermeasure to this Arlot Ruby combo that we saw GEEK Fam pull to great success.
I think on top of that also is Hades, great hero to power farm on, right? He is a level behind Vincent. Beloyski finds the pull, JP out, can't even move. Katizi wants to save him, but that's not possible. Turtle up in 30 seconds on the bot side.
Yeah, very aggressive once again. JPL, the scapegoat, he's constantly being hunted down by Beloyski, and this got to suck. But NIP Flash, right? I think there is still a way back into the game. For GEEK Fam, it's very obvious. It's about keeping the pressure up, trying to catch out stray members on the side of NIP Flash. On the flip side, it's about how they can get Adamir into the picture. We saw what happened when Adamir went in the middle. A little bit of a one-off mistake, or rather a good setup by Beloyski to get the first blood. But they need Adamir in this fight. They need the Terizla.
He's not allowed to leave the lane thanks to Vincent showing up and clearing the wave. So GEEK Fam gets priority over the Turtle, 4 members there, and they can hold it until Vincent arrives if they want to. As a conceal, JPL and Ao in the same vicinity, GEEK Fam won't find the angle to pounce.
Oh,
that was close.
Beloyski, I'm offended, doesn't hit his mark, so they now know that the Ruby doesn't have the ultimate, but it's a really short cooldown, right?
Yeah.
It's compared to other CCs or rather other big ultimates that we see from the other heroes.
I want to talk about Adamir's first item, Queen's Wings, immediately.
Correct.
It's all about surviving in this team fight. It's all about getting that passive damage reduction when you drop to low health and just not letting GEEK Fam burst you down, right? He realizes the importance that he holds in these team fights. But Beloyski, a 2-man pull into a frigid glacier. Adamir frozen, the penalty zone to find a boy. JPL kicks Gobs away. A boy loses his passive spell destruction, misses, but Turtle secured by Hades. Vincent joins the fight, but Hades sweeps them onto the side. And NIP Flash just coming out on top. Adamir doesn't even die. NIP Flash finds 4 kills.
Yeah, that was a great play coming from NIP Flash. They dive onto the back line, and what a play by Adamir. He was holding off both the Aurora as well as the Joy. I think that was fantastic play coming out for NIP Flash. Given all things considered, we expected the Joy to be a problem, but NIP Flash is just so tanky on this Terizla pick.
And even Hades on this Alpha, right? Really hitting that spike.
Shredding the front line.
Absolute menace. Just with the War Axe, he's doing work. And looking at the items right now, we might see that the Sky Piercer.
Yeah, it was actually the Ruby that was held back by Adamir, but like you said, the Sky Piercer impact starting to come true. But other than that, look at this Vincent. There's just so many members on top of him, like he can't even regen back those HP. And then from then on, it's all about Owl finding his pickoffs. And this is the snowball that NIP Flash can count on, right? They're currently at 1.7k goal lead, a far cry from what happened earlier when they actually lost that first blood. And I think the game is now back in NIP's Flash control.
Yeah, both teams taking down the side lane, the gold lane side tier 1, but the only difference is NIP Flash got the mid tier 1, and that's great for them, right? You can put pressure on Vincent if they wish to, but quick correction, actually I think Hades is going for the Winter Crown second item, which could prove to be the extra layer of protection that NIP Flash needs.
It's all about sustaining and allowing Owl to do a bulk of that damage. You can definitely tell that, in this draft, it's the Roger that's the main cleanup. I think Alpha is just there to shred the Ruby and the Arnold if they get a little bit too close because of the true damage that he has. And I think NIP Flash has been seeing that to a little bit of success in that team fight. So now for GEEK Fam, they have to be very careful about choosing their battles, right? If Beloyski doesn't engage, I don't think they should go for a fight.
Adamir just to eat everything up. He's fine with that. So that's 2 ultimates expended from GEEK Fam. NIP Flash will just look for the reset.
And Katizi this time around steals the I'm Offended instead of the Frigid Glacier. So he could just look for a fight. And Owl also lingering nearby. Cho on the other end, I think he's looking to spot members of GEEK Fam if they're looking to split push.
Even JPL noticing the bulk of the damage in this early game are majority magic, right? So Athena Shield is the goal. JPL from the back. There is the kick. Knock up. Beloyski the target, but counter engage from Goss. Final slash not enough. Beloyski still goes down. Vincent shows up with the electrifying beast, but it does nothing as Gops drops. Vincent wants Hades, but the Lord of the Underworld has backup. Hades gets traded, but Lord should
No
go to
way.
NIP Flash unless a boy can make Miracle happen, but Miracle does not exist when you're up against NIP Flash. A boy will only encase himself with ice, but instantly melted. 4 more for NIP Flash.
Husky, I had to hold my breath there. That Frigid Glacier was so close to stealing. But in the end, in the Battle of Majors, it was Kurtizi that actually secured that lot. And, well, for GEEK Fam, I think that was a very, very decent fight. Obviously, Beloyski didn't expect for himself to get caught out. And this is the threat of the Cho. We spoke about JPL's Cho. When he can find a target, he will make it work. And NIP Flash, they've been doing very decently well. Now, the question is, what can they do with this lot? Because GEEK Fam, they have a decent amount of wave clear with this Moskov.
I think also Chidera was able to take the bot tier 2, right? While everything was happening. JPL, another kick. Beloyski out of position again, taken down by Owl. Vincent shows up with the ultimate, tries to go for the electrocution, but the voltage is just not enough. Vincent punished JPL again with the flicker Jit Kundo. This man is online.
It feels like JPL is giving GEEK Fam what they gave to him in Game 1, but multiplied by a couple of times. Remember, it was actually JPL in the Minotaur that was constantly getting targeted. This time around, it's Beloyski, and it's just a battle of these roamers in Game 3. Now, on the flip side, right, instead of talking about the roamers, look at the goal lane. Owl,
Wow.
6-0 and 3 as compared to Kadira's 0-0-1. This Roger is having the time of his life.
Yeah, came online just like that. All outer tier turrets going down. Went down. And NIP Flash, maybe figure out the solution, right? Double Queen's Wings, Adamir and Hades both have one. And GEEK Fam just could not burst them down. Vincent tried so many times, but the damage reduction kicking in when they needed it most. Look at the items on the screens.
Yeah, interesting choice coming off the Roger. We spoke about how he's able to power farm his compared to Moskov because of the rotations of the map. He even skipped the Sky Piercer, which is such a popular item on the Roger now, just going for more armor penetration on the Malefic Rod. Because of the Arlot and Ruby, you need that armor penetration.
He has a Magic Blade just in case, right? Don't want to get 100 to 0 by the amount of Magic Burst that they have. And now the purple buff being threatened by NIP Flash, and GEEK Fam can do nothing to contest it. NIP Flash basically keeping GEEK Fam in their base. Beloyski, he needs to open up the map, but JPL is making it hard.
NIP Flash now taking things a little bit slow. It's all about control, and they do have it. Beloyski once again trying to get that I'm offended on JPL, but he has the Shunpo, which is always good as a Cho.
Just CC immunity, right?
Yep.
Looks really cool when you pull it off. NIP Flash
It doesn't look as cool when I do it. No.
No, because
Maybe I'm not a tank main.
I'm not a tank
Maybe
main
I'm
either.
not a tank main either. Yeah.
I know Cho XP though. Cho damage XP, that's what I do, but Cho roam, that I'll leave it to JPL. That's his thing.
But NIP Flash, like I said, it's all about control, making sure that GEEK Fam stays within their own half the jungle. And then, when the Lord comes up, if they can find one pick off through JPL, that could be the fight that ends the game.
Yeah. I mean, the pressure is on, right? GEEK Fam actually used the conceal but wasn't able to get anything. And they know NIP Flash is going to be on the Lord, but look at what JPL is. There could be a flank angle. They just need to buy time. Anime gets pulled in, but he's zoning out the entirety of GEEK Fam. It's going to be I'm Offended used by both sides. And it's going to be the pullback Hades in a rough spot, but still is out with the godlike. Hades doesn't even go down. In fact, replies with a double kill. Kurtizi chases down a boy. NIP Flash finding an absolute cleanup, and Ao just nips the butt. GEEK Fam gets wiped out, and there's an potential end angle on the bottom side. NIP Flash full steam ahead. The inhibitor is just a roadblock, a stepping stone, as NIP Flash will tear it down, stand on top of the rubble. The debris of GEEK Fam's base is NIP Flash's proof of victory. They will take GEEK Fam down 2-1.
What a game! What a masterclass by NIP Flash. They pick up fast rotating heroes and they were rewarded. We spoke about it, Husky and Goni. Signature heroes across the board. We brought out the Valentina, the Chos came off the back, the